Okay, welcome back. You're doing fantastic. I'm so proud of you. Now we're getting to a really fun and I think uplifting part of the Zen philosophies, which is simply the section I call More Zen Concepts. So we're just going to break down a few fun and interesting philosophies to give you a little bit more of the richness of the Zen philosophy. Now the first one, this is kind of a personal favorite of mine, is what I call squirrel wisdom. I made this up. I don't think you're going to find it in any of the Zen books, but like I said, Zen evolves over time, so maybe I'll get credit for this somewhere in history. The squirrel philosophy, the squirrel wisdom, is squirrels have a very simple life. Remember, I said squirrels and dogs are basically Zen masters. All animals are, because they don't have that metacognition. They don't think about their thinking. They don't have the dysfunctions we have. So, what do squirrels do? They work all day long. They never fight with anybody. They have no neurotic symptoms. They have their self-esteem is always perfect. They enjoy every single thing they do. Sun shines, it rains, all the same to the squirrel. Could not care less. It would not make them blink. They're all very social. They're all very cosmically aware. They're sensing everything. You can see this in them. And they're very fluid. They move beautifully. This is damn genius. Now imagine a human working all day long. They'd be whining, bitching, and complaining. The squirrel's happy. They don't fight with anybody. Why would you fight with anybody? Two squirrels will only fight if another squirrel tries to grab their nuts. It's not personal. And the second they got their nut, win or lose, it's over, and they forget about it. They're not neurotic about stuff. They don't say, does my ass look fat? Is my hair out of place? Do I look nice? Do other squirrels like me? Why won't other squirrels play with me? They're not neurotic. They have perfect self-esteem. They don't even think about who they are. They're perfect in the universe. This thought never runs across their mind. That's how Zen they are. They enjoy everything they do. They love running across the lawn. They love it when something startles them because it adds variety to their life. They love scooting up trees. They love eating nuts. They love pooping the nuts back out. They have a blast doing everything they do. They think their life is the best thing that could ever happen and the best thing that could ever be. They don't say, oh gosh, it rained today. Isn't it awful? And it ruined my whole day. I was hoping to be a sunny day. I was going to take the wife and kids out for a picnic. They don't care. They don't care. They don't even care when they're hot or cold. You know what they do? They notice that they're hot. They notice that they're cold. But they don't say, oh, isn't it horrible that I have to be this hot? Isn't it terrible that I have to be this cold? Why does this stuff happen to me? They don't think that. They go, you know what? When it's hot, they go, it's hot. When it's cold, they say, cold. That's it. That's the only thought they have about it. When they're cold, they try to warm themselves up. When it's hot, they try to cool themselves. That's all they do. Genius. This is damn genius. They're social. They play with everybody. They enjoy playing other squirrel games. They're always aware because they're not thinking. So everything that comes in from the outside gets into the inside. And they're fluid. Why? Zero muscular tension. The mind is not interfering with the musculature. Remember I said there's no such thing as muscular tension without the mind? Perfect, graceful, beautiful, enjoyable. So, if you want to be a good Zen master, try not to be dumber than a squirrel. Let go of all these things. Learn the squirrel wisdom. The squirrel is teaching you. The squirrel is wise. Obey the squirrel. Cell wisdom. Very much like squirrel wisdom. We simply look at what do cells do. Cells have equality. One cell doesn't think they're better than the other cell. And they always put themselves second. They're willing to sacrifice themselves for the body. They always work in cooperation. They're always willing to give something else to help somebody else. They're always aware of what's going on in the body. Each cell knows what's happening with every other cell if it needs to know. So they have massive awareness. They communicate well. They don't argue. They don't fight. They don't have discrepancies. They don't have agendas. They just are. They have efficiency. They don't waste time, lollygag around, worry about anything. And they're very giving. Every cell is about helping every other cell to help this thing called the body. Genius. Genius. We can live like this if we remember these things, if we take the squirrel wisdom and the cell wisdom and put them together. Genius. And there's nothing here that's beyond us. We just get distracted from it into foolishness. Now, I'm a martial artist and I'm also a therapist, so this philosophy kind of works a bunch of different ways for me. It says we cannot go forward through a system of attack and defense. There's a great book, I'm trying to think of who wrote it. It was Gerald something. It was called Love is Letting Go of Fear. It's so short, I actually saw it in article form one time. It's like a 25-page book, but it's the best book you'll ever read. You should get it. Love is Letting Go of Fear. It states that we can't move forward through a system of attack and defense, which is what? It's an old Zen philosophy. When you're attacking, you're breaking the precept. You're hurting another person. When you're defending, you're using too much energy to defend something you don't need to defend. I don't need to defend who I am or what I did or anything. Sometimes I need to apologize. Sometimes I need to make things right, but I don't have to defend. My ego that can be bruised, that false part of myself, needs to be defended because it feels like it's being attacked. It feels like it's been harmed and it needs to attack other people. Your ego needs to attack and defend. At the level of spirit, at the level of mind, at the level of purity, using the squirrel wisdom, using the cell wisdom, the true part of you that's actually you doesn't need to attack and defend. Wouldn't waste time and would think that was completely foolish. So another great system. And to just kind of drive it home, water doesn't attack, it does not defend, and yet it can never be destroyed. Bruce Lee always thought water was just the most Zen thing that was out there. It was perfect. It was strong, yet it was fluid. It conformed to any situation, could never be destroyed. It always had the proper response. Beautiful. Water is absolutely beautiful. Water is actually very Zen too, because when you put your hands in it, you relax. It's a universal element. Just the fluidness of it around your hand or any part of your body when you take a bath. That's why you feel better when you take a shower, you take a bath. You've got water going around you and it's very, very relaxing. You're getting back to the nature of the universe. Even when you look out at the universe, no water, no life. There's two things that are always true. No food, three things. No food, no life. No breath, no life. No water, no life. You can do with missing almost anything else except for those three elements.